Howdy ho, good neighbor. Today we're flying high above the Alameda Naval Base. That's right. There is always something happening here. And today they're filming a music video on the side of this building. So I saw a lot of people up there dancing around with loud music playing. And they were all tied off with ropes. So there you go. If you ever want to make a music video, I guess that's how it's done. They just swing around and play loud music. And actually, there's a little scene over there where there's a man in a dress. I guess we call that cross-dressers, but nothing is surprising nowadays, so all I know is it takes a lot of people to make a music video. So you can see them swinging around on the side of that building, and boy, that was something to see with the loud music. And you can hear them say cut, and the director would give things that they need to do better and everything like that. But I flew around the bay a little bit and kind of watch the ships come in and out, and you can see exactly where I'm flying from, right next to the USS Hornet. And as you do the spin around the bay, you can see it was a beautiful day. But that is the Alameda Naval Base runways. That's right, big old planes used to run and land here. So if you've done any time at the Alameda Naval Base, you know exactly where I'm at. There's the old hangar row, as I call it, but Alameda Naval Base has so much property that's not being used. It's just a matter of time before it all gets developed, I would imagine. I don't know, but it seems to me like we're running out of space to build things, so this would be a perfect spot to really develop a lot of houses and new construction. But what do I know? I know that there's the man in the dress, and he was kind of doing his little fluttering, and I just couldn't get enough. I think he even had a beard, I don't know, but yeah, that is a man in a dress. So if you're not from these parts, well, this is what you see around here. I think they're trying to normalize men being in dresses. I don't know. I just thought it was fascinating to see a man in a dress with big old hairy legs and a big beard twirling around like I guess he's a fairy. Isn't that what you call him? I don't know, but I don't want to get in trouble. I'm just stating the obvious that he looks like a fairy. So I don't know what's going on there, but I did do the old drone zoom in here, and boy, is that drone as steady as a rock. Look at it. Was a little bit windy that day, but not bad at all, and the drone just seems to sit still like but he was the main part of this music video, so I don't know if he's a music star or what, I don't know. But down here at the end of the airport row, I saw some men working on some scaffolding, so I thought I'd go down there and give it a gander. And when I see construction workers, for some reason that really draws my eye. So if you look real hard, they're building scaffolding around the side of this building. So as soon as you don't think that something's not happening out here, well, there's always something being built or tore down, or that could be like scaffolding to get rid of debris on the roof. I don't know. You can tell me, but right there next to it is a big hangar. Look at those big hangar doors, big and thick. They used to park planes in there, but now they just work on buses, and I think it's like a bus mechanic shop. But these guys working on the scaffolding here, That is one dangerous job because they're erecting a scaffolding, and boy, you don't want that to come down, and you got to be really safe when you build that. So I think that is a trash chute of some kind. It looks like a construction trash chute, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that caught my eye while I was flying out here. And boy, do I got to be careful of those wires when I'm flying, because those wires are drone killers. That's right. I almost crashed my drone into wire. So you just got to stay high as you can when you fly these drones out here. You don't want to be too high or the video's not interesting. But there's the old airport tower that they used to guide the planes in. And as we make our way back over here to the dancing ferry, all the people that were dancing with him seem to be on the ground like they're taking a break. It was a really hot day today, and I heard a lot of them complaining about they needed water. So I think they all took a break. But there's how many people it takes to make a music video. That was the director under the tent. He was in the shade, while a lot of the people that were making the video, they're out in the hot sun. And on that pavement, it sure does get lots of heat. So you can see how many people it takes. They got bathrooms set up. And I don't know how much a music video costs, but boy, is it a lot of money if you got to pay everybody the minimum wage. And the minimum wage in California, I think, is $20 an hour. I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, but $20 an hour for, I would say, at least 25 people. So, and here is the pumpkin patch where they have you go and select pumpkins and the kids get to play. They moved this location. It used to be in the front of the base, but now they moved it all the way to the back of the base, and this will be filled with kids buying pumpkins this October. So they got all the hay strewn on the floor, and you can see the workers. They got all the blow-up slides. So I don't remember blow-up slides like that when I was a kid, and I never really got to go to a pumpkin patch and pick anything out. But there's the old wave slide. So the kids would climb up and slide down. So I don't know if it costs money, but I'm sure it does. You know, you just pay to get in and pay one fee, or do you have to pay per slide? I don't know. That would be kind of expensive if you're a parent to pay every time your kid slides down. But yeah, there's the old corn on the cob slide, and the old, I guess that's the shark slide, and the wave slide. So they got 4 big blow-up slides out there, and look at all the air it takes to blow those up. So I'm sure there's a generator that has to consistently stay on and keep those pumped up. So that's not cheap to have all that gas blowing into those things. But there's another little, I don't know what that little contraption is, but I'm sure it's something to do with a scary pumpkin patch. But nowadays they have scary, like they want to scare you when you go to these things. So I don't know how I feel about being scared. I think that's all demonic demon activity that I don't partake in. I can see the kids playing around, but I don't like to scare kids because that'll affect them for a while. But there you go, the old pumpkin patch, all the way at the end of Alameda Naval Base. So if you want to bring your kids to find a pumpkin, well, there you go. That's where it's at, right next to the airport hangar. So as I take one more gander, or maybe a few more, I don't know, there is the man in the dress, and I try to see him adjusting his whip there. He's got this, I don't know if it's a whip, but it's the cord that keeps him safe. And as I was there, he was complaining about that thing, and he did not like being tied off, but I'm sure it's OSHA regulations that you have to have them tied off. Well, here is the Cell drones. That's right, these are the Cell drones. I fly a drone, and I'm taking picture of Cell drone. These go out into the open ocean by themselves. That's right, there is nobody on this. This is like a drone that sails around the ocean and takes, I don't know, measurements of temperatures of the ocean and maybe scans the ocean. I'm not really sure what the Cell drone does, but there's a couple of them there here in the bay, more than a couple actually. I think they're building them out here on Alameda Naval Base. This is where they build them and maintain them, so this was a good look. Those two are just tied off to the water, or I should say anchored is the right term. But there's those people back climbing up on that art, and I don't know what they're actually doing, but it was a sight to see, people swinging from ropes, and I heard the director yelling at them to get in position and get out of position, so I just couldn't get enough of the man in the dress acting like he was talking to children. So it might be a children video, because he was acting like he was talking to children, like he was making a kid's cartoon show or something. So keep your eyes open for Nickelodeon and the Hairy Fairy on the side of a building coming towards you. And that's what I've seen in the past with these children's cartoons, is they're getting more, I want to say more sexualized. There was just a video come out about how Nickelodeon was sexualizing their child stars, and no one really talks about that. Well, here is one of those Cell drones. I think it was being followed by that boat, and there could have even been a cable hooked up to it, like they were going to pull that Cell drone out to sea. So that's where that one was going. I think they could be even controlling it with the remote control. So yeah, the Cell drones are out in the bay, and what they do, I don't know, but there's quite a few of them out there. I just think they're fascinating to look at, but I'm surprised that no one actually gets out there and vandalizes them, because everything around here gets vandalized. When are the vandals going to start getting on boats and taking components off of that? I just made a whole bunch of videos about the fall of civilization, and it can't be long before the pirates, because they've been stealing boats and taking all the components off of them. So it won't be long before these boats get vandalized and the components taken off of them, because anything that's made of good copper or anything you can sell, well, they'll take it for some reason. But that right there is a little dock with a couple birds on it, and I'm kind of sad I scared them away, because I know this drone makes a little bit of noise, so I tried to stay away from it, but as you can see, I did scare a bird away. And I don't like to fool with Mother Nature, as they say. But that's that one Cell drone getting towed around or something. I don't know what they're doing with that one, but you can see that there's a ship that's, I guess it's getting ready to go out to sea, because I did see it go out into the bay the day I was there. So if you know what a Cell drone does, please let me know. I think it's one of those scientific boats that I'll never know what it does. But you can see the thing spinning on top, so that's telling me that it has some kind of communications in it, which means copper. So there's some things to be stolen off of those boats if you know what you're looking for. So I'll have to keep my eye out on those boats and see if they get tagged with graffiti or if they get vandalized for copper thieves. You know, the copper thieves, they like to steal stuff. So a lot of these buildings out here are getting vandalized. Well, there's that man with the hairy legs and the hairy beard, and it looks like he's got purple hair. So, yep, just like all the beautiful ladies in the world have that purple hair nowadays, and really makes them stand out. So that's him talking to children. So he was making a child cartoon of some sort. So maybe they're Furbies, or I can only guess what is going on with that video. I wish they would have had some kind of billboard of when I could watch it, because I would like to advertise for them where you can see a grown man in a fairy skirt flap his wings. But here's a little bit of the piano guy was up there. He had like a keyboard, not a piano, a keyboard, and he was playing children's music while this lady, I'm kind of lost for words. Is it a lady or a man or a lady man? It's just, they control the language nowadays, so you don't know what to say, and you got to be careful because you don't want to get canceled. A lot of people who speak up against these, I think the right word is transvestite or trans community, or I don't think you can call them cross-dressers. In my day, you called them cross-dressers, but now I don't really know what you call them. But right next to that building is this old rusty building that I heard a lot of banging and kind of, I want to say, mechanical things going on in that building. You can see I'm parked right next to it. So I tried to get the drone around the back to see what was going on, and all the banging was going on inside one of those buildings. So you can see that rusty building has seen better days, and I do not believe anybody's in there. But next door, yep, you got a business here. So it looks like he repairs boats, or he just owns boats, and this is where he parks. But that could just be somebody's little man cave, you know. A man needs a place for his boats and just to tinker with his tools. So that's what he's doing there. That roof has seen better days. Looks like some of it has been blown off or been taken down, but this is a little business in the back. And you can see there's about 6 or 7 cars there. So it could be like another winery because they have tables there. I don't know what's going on back there. So another question for you. What is that? And boy, there's more than 7 cars. That's more like 15. So there's someone getting out of their car there. So I don't know what's going on here, but there's still activity here in the Alameda Naval Base. So if you ever want to rent a spot or even just come out and gawk like I do, you'll never know what you find. You might find a man in a dress singing on the side of a building. And this man had purple hair and hairy legs and a hairy face. So you never know what you're going to see out here in Alameda Naval Base. Well, I think that's about done for this video. It's not much to see, but if you ever want to see a man with a beard with purple hair and purple hair and hair on his face and hair on his legs and talking to children, that's the weird part for me, is when they talk to the kids. And that's what he was doing. He was making a video of talking to kids, so I don't know what kind of world we live in. You'll never know from me because I'm still trying to figure that all out. Well, there you go. One last little look at the Alameda Naval Base with the old salt pond and the San Francisco skyline. Just a beautiful sight to see when you get out here and listen to the sounds of the bay or a man with a beard talking to children. It never gets old out here, but, well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these, I don't know what to call this one, purple man with beard talking to children hanging off a side of a building adventures. Easy for me to say. Now, I don't know what this was in the past, but it did serve a purpose for the Alameda Naval Base, but now it's just a whole bunch of nothing. Doing something for somebody. All right. Well, let's get out of here and see if that guy with the purple beard's still hanging on the side of this building. I think that thing probably took all day. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these little adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.